This year is graciously sponsored by Reb David and Figi Friedman of Wesley Hills, New York, Le'ilu Nishmas, their fathers, Avram Yaakov ben Usher Klein, as well as Reb Chaim Aaron ben Yaakov Ber Friedman. May their neshamas have an aliyah, may it be melitz yoshim for their entire mishpachas. Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Lech Dech Moser podcast. We continue with the Pele Yoeitz, Ois Aleph. We are now starting a new parak called the Havas Atzmoi, Self-Worth, page 36 in the art scroll. We're up to day 11 of Hachzik. So we continue discussing the journey of a life of a Havas Hashem, and once we implement that and fully recognize that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Rav Tuvai, Rav Chazdai, always giving, always showering us with His kindness, with His good, we said at the end of the last parak that once it's fully ingrained, the strongest sense of Havas Hashem, realizing that everything's from Him, from there, that is the shirish, that is the roots, those are the stems where further love, other types of love can grow from. And because of that, first we discussed Havas Hashem, and now we move towards another type of love, which is the closest love, Havas Atzmai, self-worth. Kitevahu be'enosh she'itbiya ba'ibare she'yeh oyeves atzmai. It is among the natural tendencies of a man, implanted within him by Hashem, that a person should always love himself and understand the greatness he possesses. V'adam karva etza atzmai. It's a Gemara quoted often in Makis and those type of Masechtas in Nezikin. When it comes to Edus, we have a concept of Adam karva etza atzmai. A person, he can't give Edus about himself because the karv is possible, and because of a karv is possible, the male person can't testify about himself because Adam karv etza atzmai. A person is always close and feels partial to himself and loves himself more than the entire world as a whole and more than anything in it. For everyone knows that whatever a man has, he would give up to preserve his life. But there is a sickening evil, the evil that is known as the Yetzer Hara, who hides inside of us. He uses his trickery to hypnotize a person and make him act like an ill person or a drunkard who cannot differentiate between right and wrong. We love ourselves on the one hand so much. We can't love ourselves more than, there's nothing in the world we love more. All the entire world, or us, ourselves, we love ourselves more. It's the highest level of love. Yet at the same time, there's something within us that causes us, like a drunk person, like a shikr, that makes us cause bad to ourselves. We would never do that if we love ourselves more than anything. But that's the koyach of the Yetzer Hara. And as long as a person remains in the clutches of the Yetzer Hara, he can't possibly focus on what makes him great as a servant of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and he continues to cause himself harm, and eventually will annihilate himself utterly, minefesh v'ad basar, from soul to flesh. The Yetzer Hara is the root cause of a person's demise. It can be said that no enemy in the world can harm a person like his own actions. This is indeed an incredible foolishness if someone allows himself to lose his focus and remain at the mercy of his evil inclination. Because on the one hand, the person loves himself more than anything, and at the same time, we have this Yetzer Hara that's made, it's ruach shtus, that permeates our entire atzmius, and it can take ourselves down. It can cause our own demise. Pele Prime, we love ourselves more than anything, but inside, deep inside of us, we have something that can literally kill us, bring us to our own. And says the Pele Yoeitz, it's a shtus gadol. A person always has to realize that mathematically, pen and paper makes no sense. If we love ourselves the most, we won't do things that are going to cause us to spiral downward. Chazal in the Gemara in Yoeitz says that a person only sins if a spirit of foolishness enters him. It's only a foolish person and mentally unstable that his instability will allow him to harm himself. It's a famous phrase used in Shas, a brain in his head. A person has a brain in his head, he's always going to be mechazik himself and take to heart v'yiten eliba shroila adam leves asmei gufay v'nishmasei elav yesef sachar toiv ba'malei shetisanek badesh nafshay vaf besara and yishkoin levetach. A person who really loves himself and has a brain in his head should always remind himself that he loves himself more than anything. We have to remind ourselves that we love ourselves more than anything. And if so, that will direct his body and soul to Kadosh Baruch Hu's service, Avodas Hashem, and through that he will earn plentiful reward for his efforts to serve Kadosh Baruch Hu, which will ultimately cause his soul, his nefesh, to delight in abundance in the world to come, and his flesh too will rest in confidence. So sometimes we can forget, and even though it's something that seems simple that we love ourselves, but yeah, if we love ourselves, then why do we always fall prey to the Yetzer Hara? The answer is that we have to remind ourselves how much we love ourselves. And once we remind ourselves, then we're in a constant state of realizing that we love ourselves more than anything. That will be a kli zayin, that will be a weapon. That will be something that we can fortify ourselves against the Yetzer Hara. And when the Yetzer Hara says, oh look, be jealous, get angry, we say, you're bad, and I'm good, and I love myself more than anything. And if I love myself more than anything, I'm not falling to you. So the first step of fighting, of contending, and ultimately triumphing the Yetzer Hara is loving Kadosh Baruch Hu, but after that, realizing I love myself. And if I love myself, I say, wait, I care about myself more than you, more than anything in the world. And if I want my success, I want your mapala. I want you to fall. I want you not to be successful, victorious. And once I realize that I am the thing, I am the entity that I love most in the world, Memela, everything else will crumble because I care about myself most. I have self-worth, I have self-dignity, I have self-love. And with that, that's the first step of getting the Yetzer Hara out of our way.